changed for you guys in the second half after holding that big lead? What allowed Iowa to do that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of good things happened when we built that 15-point lead, and obviously after that, it wasn't very pretty. Give Iowa credit, they kept fighting, they kept swinging, they kept clawing, and that's certainly what that team's capable of doing. They got a lot of weapons out there, and, you know, Dix and Sanford, when they get it going, they're hard to shut off. And, you know, I thought we lost them in transition. That was the disappointing thing to me. We missed some shots at the rim in the paint that we had made when we built that lead. And then coming back down, we just didn't have that same urgency that we had to have. And when I was in transition, they're as lethal as anybody in the country. So, you know, take your hat off to Iowa. They kept fighting, did a great job down the stretch. And, you know, it's going to be a painful learning lesson for our team. We're going to bounce back. It's going to be a tough film session when we get back to Lincoln, but we got to grow. We got to find a way to finish off games like this and play complete 40-minute games if you want to win in this league. You know, free throw shooting has been a strength of our group. I think we were 25 of 29 against UCLA. You do a better job, you know, with that. Maybe you win this game in regulation. But, you know, it's, you know, when Sanford hit the one that hit the rim and bounced up, hit the top and bounced in, it's usually not a good sign. But again, those guys do a great job. They're just absolutely phenomenal offensively. And again, take your hat off. Credit to Iowa.
The way Iowa heated up from three, was that more looks or execution or a combination?
It was transition. I mean, that's the thing it was. And they had a couple plays they burned us on when we went over the top on a chin action where they skipped the ball right to the corner to Dix, and he made us pay. When they're open, they make them. And that's the hard thing, you know, about this team. I thought we did a great job when we built that league. We got back, we contested shots, we got out in transition, but when you're taking the ball out of the net every time, you know, I think they missed 2 shots in the last 7 minutes. It's you know, it's hard to get in your rhythm, and I thought we had a great rhythm when we built that thing up there. Again, you got to take the positives in any game, whatever happens, whatever the result, and build off them and learn from the mistakes. And we're going to do that, and you know, hopefully bounce back and be a better team. We've been pretty damn good down the stretch. You know, when you look at this team, we've had a lot of tight games where we pulled away at the end of games. Tonight wasn't one of them.
Fred, Josh and Peyton had pretty strong nights. Peyton in the second half. I guess, what did you see from them that got them hot?
Transition. And when they got in transition, again, when those guys make shots, and they're rhythm players, man, they are hard to shut off. I think Josh Dix is a hell of a player. I think he's the most underrated player in this league. And then Sanford, he's been doing that, you know, for several years now. But again, you know, for us, we gotta get that killer mentality. You get up 15, you got to find a way to push that up over 20. And then maybe the game's over. But, you know, they came out, swung after that timeout, and, you know, that was the difference.
Just kind of your thoughts on overtime, Fred. You feel like you maybe had some momentum there after Bryce hits the three?
Yeah, and, you know, they came out and, you know, I think it was a loose ball right away. We had a chance to get on the floor and get the loose ball. We didn't do it. We didn't get it. And, you know, they got out again, and transition was the problem with us. And I just, you know, I thought we got a little emotional. I thought our emotions got out of check and out of whack when we missed a couple shots at the rim. You know, you got to find a way to stay even, whatever's happening on the court. And, you know, it's an emotional game. When you're on the road, you don't have 15,000 behind you. And again, credit Iowa. They did a great job finishing this game.
Does that surprise you at all, just with how veteran this team is?
Well, we've been good at it. That's the thing about it. I mean, we've been really good down the stretch. So, you know, again, we're going to learn from it. We're going to bounce back and be better.
Fred, what's the difficulty of guarding a guy like Josh Dix? Doesn't really force anything, but he doesn't really get riled and just kind of stays composed with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a great player, and he was a great player last year, and he's built on that and made himself a really complete, you know, overall player on both ends. I thought defensively he gave us problems, and then offensively you saw what he did. So, you know, again, he's done a great job with his development, and, you know, his kid's got a chance to be a pro.
I guess, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fred.